Deuteronomy 28. Blessings for obedience. If you fully obey the Lord your God and carefully follow his commands I give you today, the Lord your God will set you high above all nations on the earth. All these blessings will come on you and accompany you if you obey the Lord your God. You'll be blessed in the city, blessed in the country. The fruit of your womb will be blessed, and crops of your land and the young of your livestock, the calves of your herd, the lambs of your flocks, your basket and your kneading trough will be blessed. You will be blessed when you come in, and you're blessed when you go out. The Lord will grant you that the enemies who rise against you will be defeated before you. They will come at you from one direction, but flee from you in seven. Then the Lord will send a blessing to your barns and everything you put forth in your hand. The Lord your God will bless you in the land he has given you. The Lord will establish you as a holy people, as he promised you. Hold on, let me get this right. Okay. On the oath, if you keep the commands of the Lord your God and walk in obedience with him, then all the people on earth will see that you are called by the name of the Lord, and they will fear you. The Lord will grant you abundant prosperity in the fruit of your womb, the young of your livestock, and the crops of your ground, in the land he swore in your ancestors will give you. The Lord will open up the heavens and the storehouses of his bounty, to send rain on your land in the season, and to bless all the works of your hands. You will lend to many nations, but will borrow from none. The Lord will make you the head and not the tail. If you pay attention to the commands of the Lord your God that I give you this day and carefully follow them, you will always be at the top, never the bottom. Do not turn aside from any of my commands I give you today, to right or to the left, following other gods and serving them. Curses for disobedience. However, if you do not obey the Lord your God and do not carefully follow his commands and decrees I am giving you today, all these curses will come upon you and overtake you. You'll be cursed in the city, cursed in the country. Your basket, your kneading trough will be cursed. The fruit of your womb will be cursed, and the crops of your land, and the calves of your herds and the lambs of your flocks. You will be cursed when you come in, cursed when you go out. The Lord will send you on your curses, confusion, and rebuke everything you put your hand to, until you are destroyed and come to sudden ruin because of the evil you have done in forsaking him. The Lord will plague you with disease until he has destroyed you from the land you are entering to possess. The Lord will strike you with a wasting disease, with fever and inflammation, with scorching heat and drought, with blight and mildew, which will plague you until you perish. The skies over your head will be a bronze, and ground beneath you from iron. The Lord will turn the rain in your country to dust and powder, and will come down from the skies until you are destroyed. The Lord will cause you to be defeated before your enemies. You will come at them from one direction, but flee from them in seven. You'll become a thing of horror to all the kingdoms on the earth. Your carcass will be food for the birds and wild animals, and there will be no one to frighten them away. The Lord will afflict you with boils of Egypt, with tumors, festering sores, and the itch, from which you cannot be cured. The Lord will afflict you with madness, blindness, confusion of mind. At midday you will grope about like a blind person in the dark. You will be unsuccessful in everything you do. Day after day you will be oppressed and robbed, and no one will rescue you. You will be pledged to be married to a woman, but another will take her and rape her, and you will build a house, but you will not live in it. You will plant a vineyard, but you will not even begin to enjoy its fruit. Your ox will be slaughtered before your eyes, but you will eat none of it. Your donkey will be forcibly taken from you and will not be returned. Your sheep will be given enemies, and no one will rescue them. Your sons and daughters will be given to another nation. You will wear out to your eyes watching for them the day after day, powerless to lift a hand. A people that you do not know will eat what your land and labor produce. You'll have nothing but cruel oppression all your days. The sights you see will drive you mad. The Lord will afflict your knees and legs with painful boils that cannot be cured, spreading from the soles of your feet to the top of your head. The Lord will drive you out of the king you set over your nation, unknown to you or your ancestors. There you will worship other gods, gods of wood and stone. You will become a thing of horror by the word and by object of ridicule among all the peoples, where the Lord will drive you. You will sow much seed in the field, but you will harvest little, because the locust will devour it. You will plant vineyards and cultivate them, but you will not drink the vine or the grapes, or gather grapes, because the worms will eat them. You will have olive trees throughout your country, but you will not use the oil, because the oil will drop off. You will have sons and daughters, but you will not keep them, because they will go into captivity. Swarms of locusts will take over your trees and crops of your land. The foreigners who reside among you will rise above you, higher and higher, but you will sink lower and lower. They will lend you, but you will not lend. Ooh, excuse me. But you will not lend to them. They will be the head and you'll be the tail. All these curses will come on you. They will pursue you, overtake you until you are destroyed, because you did not obey the Lord your God and observe the commands and decrees He gave you. They will be a sign and wonder to you and your descendants forever, because you did not serve the Lord your God joyfully and gladly in the time of prosperity. There before the food, the hunger and thirst, and the nakedness and dire and poverty, you will serve enemies of the Lord against you. He will put an iron yoke around your neck and destroy you. The Lord bring a nation against you from far away, from the ends of the earth, like an eagle swooping down, a nation whose language you will not understand. A fierce-looking nation without respect for the old or pity for the young. They will devour the young of your livestock and the crops of your land until you are destroyed. They will leave you grain, no wine or olive oil, nor any calf of your herds or lambs of your flocks until you are ruined. They will lay siege to all the cities throughout the land until the high fortified walls in which you trust down. They will siege all the cities throughout the land the Lord your God has given you. Because of the suffering your enemy will inflict on you during the siege, you will eat the fruit of the womb and the flesh of the sons and daughters, and the Lord your God has given you. Even the most gentle and sensitive man among you will have no compassion on his own brother or wife he loves, or his surviving children. And he will not give to one of them any of the flesh of his children that he is eating. It will be all he has left, because of the suffering your enemy will inflict on you during the siege of all your cities. The most gentle and sensitive woman among you, so sensitive and gentle that she would not venture to touch the ground with the sole of her foot, will begrudge the husband she loves and her own sons and daughters. After birth of her womb and the children she bears, for her dire need she intends to eat them secretly, because of the suffering your enemy will inflict on you during during the siege of your cities. If you do not carefully follow the words of this law, which are written in this book, and do not revere the glorious and awesome name of the Lord your God, the Lord will send fearful plagues on you and your descendants, harsh and prolonged disasters, and severe and lingering illness. He will bring on you all the disease of Egypt that you will dread, and they will cling to you. The Lord will also bring on you every kind of sickness and disaster not recorded in the book of the law, until you are destroyed. You who were numerous in the stars in the sky will be left in a few numbers because you did not obey the Lord your God. Just as it pleased the Lord to make you prosper and increase in number, so it will please him to ruin and destroy you. You will be uprooted from the land you are entering to possess. The Lord will scatter you among the nations, from one end of the earth to the other. There you will worship other gods, gods of wood and stone, which neither you nor your ancestors have known. Among those nations you will find no repose, no resting place for the sole of your foot. There the Lord will give you an anxious mind, eyes weary with longing, and a despairing heart. You will live in constant suspense, filled with dread both night and day, never sure of your life. In the morning you will say, if it were evening, and in the evening, if only it were morning, because of the terror that will fill your hearts and the sights that your eyes will see. The Lord will send you back in ships to Egypt on a journey you said you would never make again. There you will offer yourselves for sale to your enemies as male and female slaves, but no one will buy you.